I hear you over there.
Nope.
There we go. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call the October 21st, 2019 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order at 7:06 PM. If I would ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Glenn Conklin.
Present.
Scott Dyke.
Here.
John Verche.
Here.
Barbara Scolaire.
Here.
Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Marco Coli Pietro.
Here.
Nate Albert.
Here.
Joe Kubal.
Here.
Okay, both our city administrator, Heather McGuire, and our director of public works, Tom Miggets, went home today sick, so they were excused for this evening's meeting. And the reason for the 6-minute delay is that we were having some technical difficulties with the cable broadcast. So I apologize for that. Moving on with the meeting, you have before you the minutes of the city council meeting held on October 7, 2019. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Coli Pietro, seconded by Alderwoman Scolaire, for the approval of the minutes of the October 7th, 2019 City Council meeting. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Marco Coli Pietro.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Motion carries.
You also have before you the minutes of the work session held on October 14th, 2019. Motion would be in order.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Coli Pietro for the approval of the minutes of the work session held on October 14th, 2019. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Marco Coli Pietro.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we have, as our business promotion this evening, we have several special guests in the audience this evening. First, I would like to introduce from Roberts Sewing Center, which is located at 2011 Weber Road. We have Mr. Ken Roberts, the owner and operator, and his son Jeremy Roberts is in the audience this evening, and they are celebrating their 20th anniversary in the city of Crest Hill, and they have some special announcements to make. So Jeremy and Ken, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for allowing me to come talk to this group. And honorable members of the City Council, I honor you and I thank you for inviting me to come join you on this occasion. And I think you ought to know this business is actually 90 years old. It was established way back in 1930.
Wow.
And before I go on telling a little bit of history about the business, I think you should know that I'm a Christian and I intend on running that business to glorify God in all that I do. My father, my earthly father, he started the business way back in 1930. What he did was he took an electric sewing machine, a vacuum cleaner, and an electric iron. He put it in the back of his Model A Ford, and he went from one house to another, knocking on the door and telling the general public, let me show you what you can do with electricity. He started that way back in 1930, and he got paid with chickens and eggs and whatever. And if they couldn't afford to buy a sewing machine, what they did was he electrified their old sewing machine. He put an electric motor on it, and maybe a light also. And that way they wouldn't have to have a treadle machine, which was a foot power machine, where they pumped it to get the machine to run. That's how we started the business. I wasn't thought about until 1950. That's when I was born. And I started working for my father way back when I was in high school. That was probably around 1965, and I graduated from Joliet Central. That was way back when. That was 1968, and then I went into the business full-time, helping my father out. But, you know, I thought I was going to go into pharmacy, and I tried to take a chemistry class, and I found out what I was doing was boiling water in a beaker, and I turned around to read the directions, and I came back to the beaker, and all the water was evaporated. So I decided not to go into pharmacy. So I went into electronics, and I have an associate's degree in industrial electronics technology. That was through the Joliet Junior College. And I transferred up to Northern, thinking I was going to stay in electronics, but that's when a computer would fill the whole room. And in my second year of electronics, I could have learned how to repair computers, but they were basically changing circuit boards at that time. So, you know, what I did was I took a computer class, and I was supposed to get a printout, and I was commuting back and forth to the college. That was up at Northern. I lived in Minooka at that time. That was a long time ago. And I had one choice. It was either drop the class or flunk it. So I decided to switch over to business. And at that time, they didn't require a computer class to graduate in business. And, you know, back then, my mother, my earthly mother, she passed away back in 1990. She had a fabric store where she was selling fashion fabrics, and the sales were terrible. So I decided maybe I should switch over to cotton fabric and sell quilting fabric. So what I did was I asked God to help me out to get the right person to promote the store in quilting. So I was called out to Service Machines, and that was way back in Frankfort, Illinois. The gal lived on Pfaff Street in Frankfort, Illinois. And there was a Pfaff sewing machine. And I went out there, and I told her I was going to convert the fabric store into a quilting store, and she told me, if you want to, I'll run the place for you. So I said, you're in charge. I didn't know anything about quilting, so I found an expert, somebody who was finishing quilts for gals that made quilts. That was a smart idea, because after I did that, the sales kept going up and up and up, and eventually I got out of downtown Joliet. I remember a long time ago, the customers were telling me to move out of downtown Joliet. That was when I had I think it was Jefferson Square Mall, and that place is gone by now. Think about it. That might be the same route that happens to Lewis Joliet Mall. And I'm really thankful that you allowed me to have my business located in this town. The location is perfect. I remember I used to get customers. They drove all the way in from Crown Point, Indiana. That's when the cost of gas really used to be cheap. But now it's gone up, and the sales are going down because people aren't driving as much. But I can thank God for what I have. You know, in business, what I've learned over the years is you don't know everything. You're going to constantly be subject to change without notice. You're always going to learn. That's what I found out. You know, I don't speak to you as well as I used to, but, you know, I've had 3 strokes, and I can thank God that I'm up and walking around, and I'm living independently. And I enjoy what I'm doing. I've gone back to the store, and I'm servicing sewing machines. And I'm a guy that enjoys what he's doing. You know, in this business, I have, there's a number of things that the store is going to be involved in. Right now, we're involved in helping kids feel better and heal better. And this card here promotes it. That's where the customers make pillowcases for the kids that are in the hospital. And the pillowcases are supposedly gonna put a little bit of enjoyment in our lives. We also have something that the general public is also involved in, and that's what they call Project Linus. That's where the general public, all the people in the area, they make quilts and they donate them to kids that are in the hospital, and this is something that the kids really enjoy. And this is a little brochure on what we're involved in. And one thing that we're also involved in is what they call Quilts of Valor. That's where quilters come in. I think it's the first Thursday of the month, and they make quilts that are given to veterans that have served our country honorably, and they deserve it because they put their lives on the line to give us the enjoyment of being free. And this right here is what we have planned for the celebration of our 20th anniversary here, but actually we've been in business for 90 years. Almost 100 years we've been in business. And we've been having lots of fun doing what we're doing. That's one thing I noticed that people don't enjoy what they're doing, and I do. And all the gals that work there, they enjoy what they're doing also. And I think you ought to know that we're going to have our grand reopening celebration. That's on November 9. And if you want to get involved in sewing or quilting, or have someone in the family that likes to quilt or sew, come on by and see what the business is involved in. You know, your mail has been invited to the grand opening sale of the store, and that's on November 9. And I hope you all, if you have a chance, could you please come and support your local business, because this business is, believe me, it's been an honor to be located here. This is a super good central location for Northern Illinois. We get customers from all over the place. And one thing about the business is real big, and we get customers that come in on buses, and the buses come as far away from Texas. I think you ought to know that we represent this city, and we get customers from all over the United States. Imagine getting customers all the way from Texas. We get it from not just Texas, but from all over the place. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them, but I'll release the floor to my son, Jeremy. He's the vice president of the company, and I kind of conned him into working for me. I listened to my CPA when I moved out here. He said, turn the company into a corporation, and I made him the vice president. So everybody there, I think you ought to know, that's a corporation, and the business is not going to die. You know, I've had 3 strokes, and everybody kept their job, and they got paychecks. He's the one that wrote the checks over the internet. Jimmy, would you like to address the council?
Sure. Hello. Thanks, everyone, for your time. I appreciate it this evening. I think my father covered the majority of the details on the 20-year celebration we have coming up. If you're not into quilting or sewing, that's no big deal. Please feel free to come out. We're going to have a lot of free games, free food, free activities. And I said free food, yes. Please come out for the free food. We're going to be giving away a free sewing machine. So, yeah, just come on by and check us out. And enjoy the celebration.
What time is it on November 9th?
It's going to be all day on November 9th.
Starting at?
9:30 to 5:30, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30.
Sir, could you put your address down there for the people?
Yeah, 2011 Weber Road in Crest Hill, Illinois here. It's going to be just north of Route 30 around the bend.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
And Ken, you speak very well and very eloquently. God bless you after 3 strokes.
Well,
But let me say,
I've been walking around and still being able to talk.
right. So let me say that, we're very proud to have Robert's Sewing Center in the city of Crest Hill. I've known you for a long time, but you're a tremendous asset to this city. You bring a lot of people, as you said, from other places, both far and wide, into your store. I know my wife has taken classes there after she retired. You have fixed her 40-year-old sewing machine. She has just most recently purchased a brand-new sewing machine from you, and she took a class on how to operate it. So she's doing some volunteer work for hospice. You have touched a lot of people and a lot of hearts in many different ways. And I'm sure there are many other stories like that one. So thank you for everything you've done for the city of Crest Hill. I do remember the store down on Chicago Street downtown, right, for all those years. But you've come a long way. You've kept the family tradition. It looks like Jeremy is going to carry on the tradition for many more years to come. So we wish you nothing but success and another 20-plus years, 40, 50 more years in the city of Crest Hill. So I will open up from City Council if they would like to make any comments.
Well, congratulations. It's really an honor to have you in our city, and I will come when I get off work that day and see what's going on over there and enjoy the festivities. And I'll get you in touch with Ryan.
Congratulations, we're very proud to have you here.
Yeah, congratulations on 20 years in Crest Hill and 90 years in the area. Thanks for all your hard work.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Congratulations. What the mayor forgot to tell you that he will be taking next some sewing classes with his wife.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, I'd like to thank you. I had my sewing machine that couldn't get it to sew, so I took it down there. I had to thread it the wrong way. They showed me how to do it, now it runs good. Thank you.
Congratulations and thanks for all you do for the city and being an ambassador for the city. It's great to hear that people come from all over just to go to your location. I remember years ago when you put the addition on the back there and added on and made the place bigger and that. And it's quite a place. I remember one time I was in there. So thanks again.
There's not many businesses like yours in Will County. And so you are certainly a destination point to a lot of people to come to the city of Crest Hill. You're kind of like Toten's TV, Marichka's Restaurant. Everybody knows where you're at. Everybody knows what you do. But you guys are the mainstays in our city. And we have a lot of other wonderful businesses that surround you. So thank you again. All right, moving on, we do have Larry George here from the Crest Hill Food Pantry. He asked if he could just have a couple of minutes to address City Council.
Thank you.
Larry?
Yeah, I'll be short, but I just want to, I'm so thankful to be here again. And it's been a while, but just to bring you up to date again, Mayor, thank you for allowing me to be here. Tina, Vicki, all you wonderful councilmen and women that have been backing us up. We're still here, and we're thankful that you have been allowing us to have our fundraisers to keep the food pantry going. And that's the main support that we have had these many years, just being able to have volunteers go out and do the fundraising, and that helps pay for the food. Not to say that some of it does come in free from the government, but we do have to do a shopping list, and we have a lady that is actually hired to go over all that we are getting, find out exactly what we need, put a request into the food bank for assortment of food of what they have available, so that everybody will have what they need when they come through the food pantry. We have, the numbers went down, but now they're going back up. And I'm not sure if it's because of the economy, but my little cell phone has been ringing day and night. People saying, "Where can I go? What do I need?" You know, and I'll say, you know, they're all welcome. You know, so I'm really thankful that we are still up. The last time I was here, I mentioned that that there might be a day that we would have to put our trucks away and all that. But it turns out that the food bank saw that we were filling a gap here in Crest Hill. They wanted to change their ways. They wanted to have all the food pantries be shelf stable so people could go in and shop like a store and get what they want. But it turns out that we serve a purpose to the food bank that's actually now in town. If you go all the way down Larkin and past Jefferson, and on the right-hand side where the old Cub Foods was, there's
Northern Illinois.
South Suburban Food Bank that is set up here. So we don't have to drive all the way up to St. Charles or Geneva to get our food. It's right here. And so we fill a service for them because we have these big trucks, and we can go there, load up the food, and bring it out to the special place that you all had helped us set up right behind Hillcrest Shopping Center. Now, we're thankful for Rick Pabst, who has been a big help to us, and now he has gone. He moved over for a new person. His name is Rick, I forget his last name. But he is a big help to us. We did have a problem this week, and that is that the truck, one of the trucks that we were using had a problem with its transmission. So he gave us permission to just park it there until we can get it fixed. So now we're down one truck. Say a prayer or wish us well on that one. We hope to get another truck or to get that one fixed in the near future, and hopefully we'll be up and running with all three trucks again. But aside from that, I wanted to mention there's a little, I'm not going to be long, but a little story about how we started with our volunteers. And we had community service workers that would come over, and they started with high school kids. And we had this one high school kid named Nikki, a girl, a sweet girl that apparently got in a fight and came over to our food pantry for community service. And we helped her out, and along with a few of her friends. And their grandmother was so impressed with what we did with her that she wanted to help us. And she brought her whole family to help the food pantry. That's the Zito family. Her name is Arlene Zito, that's the grandmother. And she became such a help that she became our vice president. And she even came to the city council a number of times to back me up. This week she passed away, which is really sad. We honor her for all that she's done. The Zito family had been a big help to our family, and it still is. During the early days of our food pantry, both at Gusto Bar and before, and then after that at Hillcrest, her husband was one of the ones that did the trafficking. He also passed away. But so this week we're going to lift them up and in memorial. We do know that when people leave, there's a vacuum and new people come. And just as our dear gentleman had mentioned that his faith in God is working for his business, we see that same thing happening with us. And so we know that if there's a need, we can fill it, and when it's time to quit, it's time to quit. But we're thankful that we're still here. We do want to mention that Thanksgiving is coming up, so if you if you and the mayor wanted to come again, you're welcome to. We're going to get our turkeys again. Right, we're setting turkeys aside right now so that not only, hopefully, the people of Crest Hill can get a turkey, each family can get a turkey, but the others that have need can get something, at least turkey meat, if not a turkey itself. So wish us well on that. We are reaching out to the community right now for support, so hopefully we can reach out to anybody. We pray that the businesses will help us in whatever regard they can, especially for this new truck that we're hoping to get. And we're getting some offers from some businesses for discounts. Who knows, maybe somebody will give us one, but we'll just see what happens. Anyway, I do apologize for not being around here. I didn't want to be a stranger all this period of time, but I'm still here. And same with a lot of my coworkers that I have to thank them for staying with me and holding up the fort and doing what I can't do. But I'm right now doing more office work than loading boxes. So anyway, I wanted to wish you well. If there's any questions, feel free to let me answer them.
The turkey giveaway will be on the 21st of November, I think.
That's right.
Thursday the 21st.
Right.
Starts at 7 a.m., be there around 6:45.
That's right.
AM.
Exact. Amen. That's really,
AM.
it's true.
AM.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Okay, well, thank you, Larry,
Oh,
and
you're
you know,
welcome.
thank you for everything you do for this, for the
Right, you
city of
take
Crest
care.
Hill also.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
All right.
Thanks, Larry.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, moving on with the agenda. Next on the agenda is a public hearing, and the public hearing is concerning the intent of the city council to issue not to exceed $12 million general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, to finance those portions of a new city building to be used as a new city hall and police station. So I would ask for a motion to go into a public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderman Albert. Roll call, please.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Marco Pietro,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, the opening of the public hearing will begin at 7:33 PM. And just for a little history for the viewing audience and for the city council, 2 weeks ago at our last city council meeting on October 7th, 2019, the city council passed two ordinances. The first was ordinance number 1826, and it was an ordinance authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds of the city of Crest Hill in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $4,800,000 to finance a new city hall and related improvements in and for the city. City Council, 2 weeks ago at the October 7th, 2019 meeting, also passed ordinance number 1827, which was an ordinance authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds of the city of Crest Hill in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $7.2 million to finance a new city police station and related improvements in and for the city of Crest Hill. So, following the procedures that we have in place, this is actually what is called a BINA hearing, which stands for Bond Issue Notification Act. So we are in conformance with that. I would also like to state that all the publications were properly posted for this public hearing, and everything is in order. So with that, I would like to announce that the reason for this public hearing is concerning the intent of the city council to issue not to exceed $12 million general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, to finance those portions of a new city building to be used as a new city hall and police station. With that, I will ask if there are any questions or comments that city council would like to make before I would ask if there is anyone that would like to address city council. Hearing none, I will ask if there is anyone in the audience that would like to make any oral or written comment to the city of Crest Hill, you please need to step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. The second call, oh, we do have one. Mr. Roberts.
Well, I thought I'd come back.
Okay.
You know, one thing I'd like to know is where is the new location that you intend to have for the new city hall?
Yes, the new location for the new city hall and hopefully the new police station. The city of Crest Hill purchased 19 acres behind the Crest Hill White Oak Library on Weber Road, right next to the Menards.
Okay.
So the intent of the city, since we own that property, is to build a new city hall and a new police station on that site.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And for the record, that was Mr. Ken Roberts from Roberts Sewing Center, 2011 Weber Road. I will ask for the second call. If anyone would like to make any written or oral comment, please step to the podium, state your name for the record, and your address is optional. And the third calling, if anyone would like to make any written or oral comments to the city council in regards to the public hearing for the bond hearing, please step to the podium, state your name for the record, your address is optional. Let the record show that no one else has approached the podium. With that, I would ask for a motion to resume regular session and to end the public hearing at 7:38 p.m.
So moved.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Oberlin, seconded by Alderwoman Scolaire, to exit the public hearing at 7:38 p.m. Roll call, please.
John Verche,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Marco Coley-Petro,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Good night, Jen. Moving back to the agenda, for our city administrator, as I said, Heather went home, was feeling a little under the weather today. You do have in your packet her informational report. She did not have any agenda items. If there's any questions that I could try to answer, I will try to attempt that from city council. Hearing none, we will move on and hope that Heather's feeling better and she will be back tomorrow. Next on the agenda is our Public Works Director. That is Mr. Tom Meggetts. He was also under the weather today and went home earlier in the morning. Hopefully he will be back tomorrow, so if there are any questions for Public Works, I will try to answer them. Hearing none, we will move on to our Community Development Department. Scott McMaster. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have no agenda items this evening, but one side note, and that is to announce that the 4th Annual Winter Festival will be held here at the City Hall parking lot on Saturday, November 30th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. The live entertainment for this year's event is the local Crest Hill band, the Jib Brothers Band. So that should be an interesting one. We're looking forward to having them. And a note to that is the police chief and I will be working on some logistics on closing Knapp Road. We're looking at closing Knapp at about 3:30 that day and then reopening it immediately after the event. But there will be parking in the El Guero parking lot, who is a sponsor this year, the Chase Bank parking lot, and then down on South Walker Plaza as usual. So with that, I will answer any questions or concerns.
What was the time again?
4 to 7 p.m. that day.
And the tree lighting ceremony will be at?
Roughly sundown, so.
Okay. And I will have some special assistance again?
You will, yeah.
Very
This year,
good.
I'm working with the schools again to bring on some special tree lighting assistance for you, and those will be announced about a week before the event.
Great. Okay. Any questions of community development?
I just had one, Scott. I was
Sure.
talking to the gentleman who we instituted the program on the homes with at the Municipal League Convention for foreclosures.
Okay.
And he had told me that Bolingbrook had just signed up and a couple other municipalities around us were getting on board with the same program. Do you have a total on how many of those we've collected on so far?
I can certainly get you one. I think the last dollar amount I think we saw was around $13,000.
Because he told me, if my memory serves me correct, it was like 127 homes. so far?
It could quite possibly, I don't know the.
Well, I just mean
amount of
because
things.
originally we had heard numbers like 6 or 7, and that's quite a big difference. So I think that's something we should be proud of and we should be informed of, if you could, please.
Yeah, absolutely, sure will.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Questions? Comments? All right, thanks, Scott.
Sure.
Moving on to Police Department, Police Chief Ed Clark. Good evening, Ed.
Evening, Mayor and Council. I have a few things on the agenda this evening. First off, I'm going to start with I'm requesting the purchase of a live scan fingerprinting system by the company iTouch Biometrics. We discussed this at our last work session. We've researched some businesses, companies, and this system seems to be the best fit for our police department. It comes in around $14,170, and I'm asking for permission to purchase that product with the capital technology funds.
So moved as
Mayor.
presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Owen, seconded by Alderman Albert for the purchase of the what was it?
iTouch.
iTouch.
That's the second time I missed that one.
It's okay.
iTouch biometric system for the live scan fingerprinting system. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Marco Colo DePietro.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Caroline Lakes is having their annual police Halloween trick-or-treat event on October 27th from 2 to 4, and they are requesting an officer to work that event. They provided the Special Events Police Services Agreement as in years past, and I'm looking for approval to enter into that agreement.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Colo DePietro for the Caroline Lakes Police Halloween detail on October 27, 2019. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Marco Colo DePietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The third item I have is another police services agreement from Caroline Lakes Homeowners Association. It's for their craft fair, November 2nd. It's from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., and that'll be an officer and a vehicle as well for this event. And I do have the attached police services agreement. I'll be looking for that approval.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Colo DePietro for the police service agreement for the Caroline Lakes Craft Fair. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Marco Colo DePietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. I just want to remind everybody that Halloween trick-or-treat hours is, as it always has been the last few years, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will have extra patrol officers on the street. Their assignment's to be visible and be out there so that the kids can see them and everybody can see them and kind of hang out with the kids while we're out there, so.
Yeah. And hopefully it's a nice night. It's a nice weather night, no rain. It's a little bit warmer for all the younger children, so I ask that everybody please be careful on that night. There'll be a lot of trick-or-treaters around, so be careful as you travel. Any other questions or comments of the police chief?
Well, Chief, you'll be on WJOL tomorrow talking about Halloween and trick-or-treating and tips and all that.
Yes.
I'll see you there.
All right. See you in the morning.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the mayor's report. I have one agenda item, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances for the city of Crest Hill regarding alcoholic beverages. This would be for the brand-new Speedway gas station, which will be located at 20750 Patrick Drive, which is the northeast corner of Weber Road and Patrick Drive, right near in front of the White Oak Crest Hill Library. So they have applied for a packaged liquor license. They have followed all the procedures and protocol in order to ascertain that license. Everything has worked out in order. So the request is to raise the Class E liquor licenses in the city of Crest Hill for packaged liquor stores from 9 to 10. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Who made the motion?
Barb.
We have a motion by Alderman Verche, seconded by Alderwoman Gall. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Marco Colodepetro,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Barbara Scolar,
Yes, and I
Scott-
just wanted to mention also that that is in Ward 2.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance number is 1828.
And we do have two representatives here. We have Karen and we have Al here from Speedway. We certainly want to welcome you. We are very excited. This is going to be a tremendous improvement to the city of Crest Hill with the gas station and the cafe that you are going to have. I see there are 14 pumps there, correct? Yeah, there are 16? Okay, there are 16 pumps there. So that is going to be a tremendous asset and benefit to the city of Crest Hill. In regards, excuse me, in regards to the liquor license, as soon as everything is in order, I know that your grand opening is planned for Wednesday, October 23rd. And as soon as everything is satisfied here, I have, and the city clerk has signed all the necessary paperwork. So as soon as everything is in order, you can certainly pick it up and you'll be good to go. With that, I will invite either one of you to the podium if you would like to make any comments or talk about your opening. Al?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor and Council. We brought gifts this time, okay? Free mug, and you can come in and get a free cup of coffee for that. Just a couple things. It's actually, our opening is going to be the 23rd, but we're going to also have a grand opening, and that's going to be November 16th. Tentatively, 10 a.m. To 2 p.m. We're going to have fun, exciting activities for children. We're going to have create your own donut tables set up. Hopefully get a radio station out there that's going to give away prizes and gifts to the community. Just really excited for the second store in Crest Hill. We think it's a great location, and if you guys are going to do a city hall there with a police department, that's a great thing for that vicinity over by the Menards over there. So I don't know, do you have anything you wanted to? Just super exciting. We think it's going to be a great station and a great location.
Very
right
good.
on Weber Road,
And I think it's going to spur some more economic development along the corridor.
Oh,
which is going to be great.
hoping that. We're hoping we're the first to make that move over there. And right before Halloween, which we have across the street, we have that large haunted.
Siegel Farm, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. So we're excited.
They
about
draw a lot of people.
We're ready.
Yeah, and you should have 2 more weekends for people to stop in and buy some food and to buy some gas.
Food, and we're going to have all our deliveries tomorrow. So we're going to have a team there to stock the store and get ready, so.
Very good.
Super excited.
Well, we're excited to have the second Speedway in the city. I know the Speedway on Route 30 does a tremendous business also.
Absolutely.
I'm expecting much more from where you're at, and
Hopefully they don't let you down.
I hope not.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome. Welcome for many years to come.
Thank you.
Okay, that is it for the mayor's report. If there's any questions, I'll try to answer them. Hearing none, we'll move on to the city clerk's report. Vicki Hackney, good evening, Vic.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have no items on the agenda this evening. Just wishing everyone a safe and happy Halloween. If you would like to, Mr. Roberts, leave some of these. We'll put them out in the foyer for any residents that come in and share with them for you, so feel free to. And good luck to Speedway. I'll be there for the donut competition.
Oh, yeah. Ed, make sure you tell the boys. Donut decorating, they're gonna be all over there.
Yeah.
That's
And I
all
will
I
say
have.
that the gas station is going to be open 24/7, correct? So, very good.
That's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Okay, any questions of city clerk? Thanks, Vic.
Thank you, Ray.
Moving on to city treasurer's report, Glenn Conklin. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to report regular and overtime payroll from September 30th, 2019 through October 13th, 2019 in the amount of $213,616.62. Additional payroll and police retro in the amount of, in the amount of $15,845.24. And the only item I look for action on is I seek your approval on our list of bills, which in that same time period totals out to be $314,000, $584.11.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Oberlin, second by Alderwoman Scler. For the list of bills, questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Marco Cole DePietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. I'll entertain any questions.
Questions of City Treasurer? Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Moving on, unfinished business. We have no agenda items. Anyone? New business? Anyone? Committee liaison reports. Anyone?
Yes. We will be once again having the annual holiday lights contest in the city of Crest Hill. So we want all of you people who love to decorate your home to get out there. We're gonna have applications available here at City Hall soon. You will be able to get them, we can email them to you, Nate and I, right, Nate? So please, even if you see a neighbor who's to get the house decorated, go over there, give them the form or enter form. We want to have a lot more entries this year because there were so many beautiful homes last year that didn't enter. I mean, there were so many beautiful ones that did, but we want to really have a lot of fun with this. And you could win a nice prize, right, Nate?
Absolutely.
So get all your plastic reindeers out, get them up.
Anybody else? Committee liaison reports. I will go as the chairman of the Veterans and Police Memorial Committee. I certainly want to extend my thanks, my heartfelt thanks, to the volunteers who helped us winterize the Memorial Garden last Tuesday on October 15th. It was a little chilly when we started at 9 a.m. We had a little bit of rain, but we were able to accomplish everything that we started out to. So I would certainly like to extend my thanks first to Alderwoman Claudia Gazal, to our city treasurer Glenn Conklin, Nick Parks, Phyllis Powell, May Convery, Marge Keller, Vicki Solomon, and Betty Pavlich for their help and assistance. Also to Brian Simplinski and Matt Galetsky from Public Works for their help with the getting all the equipment out there for us to use. So that was strictly a volunteer effort to cut the daylilies and put certain items away to protect them from the winter season. So thanks again to everyone that volunteered their time and their talents to help us do that project. Moving on, we will move on to city council comments. These will be positive city council comments. Anything you'd like to share with your constituents? We'll begin with Ward 1 tonight, Alderman Dyke.
Just want to wish everybody a happy and safe Halloween.
Alderman Verche.
I also wish you a happy Halloween and congratulations to Youth Speedway on opening up and to you, Mr. Roberts, for your 20 years being in Crest Hill. We appreciate this.
Thank you.
Ward 2, Alderwoman Scler.
I just want to make sure that everyone stays safe out there on Halloween. Be careful and be mindful of the children that are out on the streets. And congrats again to Robert Sewing. And welcome to Crest Hill. You're part of our ward too. So welcome and best of luck.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Gazal.
Congratulations on your milestone, 20 years plus, in total 90 years, but that's a huge milestone. That's amazing to see that in today's world.
Ward,
And
whoop, I thought you were done.
And Speedway, we are super excited to have you in our city, and we look forward to see all the other businesses that are gonna come around. So good luck. We'll be there. It's right by my house, so.
Ward 3, Alderwoman Oberlin.
Well, once again, congratulations on your upcoming 20th anniversary. What a momentous day. I'll see you there. We'll see you at your grand opening. I'm gonna bring my coffee cup and get some coffee. I wanna see who wins the donut decorating contest. I'm putting money on you, Ed. I'm just telling you right now, I'm putting money on you.
That's a loser right now.
And a happy Halloween to everybody in the city, and have a very safe Halloween, please.
Alderman Cola DiPietro.
I'll just second what everyone else has said.
Thank you. Alderman Albert, Ward 4.
Yeah, thanks to the Robert Sewing Center for your commitment to the community. I know you guys have given quite a bit of things to local charities as well, Lions Club being one of them. So thank you for your support and your commitment to Crest Hill.
I think you want to know, I've been a member of the Lions Club since the 85, but there was the Joe Doom Lions. The one here in the Crest Hill. I did enjoy this one because they meet at night, and it doesn't fit in with my schedule. But I enjoy being a member of the Lions Club, and as far as I'm concerned, I'll always be.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Weenie Roast?
I'd like to thank Robert's family also. Great. Your tremendous contribution to the community and great for Speedway opening up here too. Very exciting stuff. And Mayor, a real quick shout out to one of Crest Hill's native sons, Ron Coomer, currently the voice of the Chicago Cubs, was recently elected to the Joliet Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes, he was.
So a quick shout out to Ron Coomer.
And he lived in Crest Hill on Theodore Street, I think his first year at Lockport East High School.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mayor, one other thing I forgot to mention too is, next week being Halloween, the Crest Lions Club does have their annual Halloweeny roast taking place during trick-or-treat hours, so everyone is welcome that's out trick-or-treating with their families to come by, and the 3 locations to pick up a hot dog for dinner and a drink. We'll be at the at Cheney Monte School on Elsie Avenue. We'll be at the Richland Center on Linwood Street and Sweetbriar. And we'll also be up at Remington Park at Borio and Tahoe. So stop by and say hello to the Lions and grab yourself a hot dog.
Deliver it to the people who are working that night.
For you, yes.
Okay, public comment. If anyone would like to address city council, you need to step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Let the record show that no one has approached the podium. There is not a need for an executive session this evening.
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
We have motion by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Verche for an adjournment. Roll call, please.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes?
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Marco Colo DePietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:57 PM. Thank you and good evening, and everyone have a safe and happy Halloween.